Tony also asked me about the doubles ace pool. He was wanting to take the ace pool and hold it till we started up Wednesday doubles next year. And I said, well, my response to that is that we probably should not do that. That we should take that money and transfer it to Sunday doubles or Saturday doubles. It's Castle Hang doubles. It don't matter what day it's on. It's still doubles. That's my answer to that. If there's anyone that disagrees, speak your mind. Let's keep the money rolling. That's part of the attraction to play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There are a lot of, not a lot, but there's some people that come just because of the ace pool.
And I want them out there. All right. Azalea and tournament. Tony wanted to discuss the particulars of a trophy situation. He was thinking about like maybe a single first place, really nice master trophy, like with a cup on it or something that maybe looked very prestigious. And on the bottom would be a plaque. And every year your name would be added to that plaque. It's like winning a major trophy at a golf championship. Your name's up there with Michael Johansson and Barry Schultz, and all these people that have won something, you know, Schweber. I think it's a great idea.
There's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah.
You know, Schweber's got a lot of trophies that it's up for grabs the next year, and it's his name added if he wins again or passes it on.
But then you have then you have your other trophies looking at that they actually take home.
Yes.
So you have like a Stanley Cup, and then you have your one.
Yes, you would have a cheap copy, and perhaps a nice copy of that to let the winner hold for 1 year, and then he has to bring it back. Maybe we can work it out, but it adds to the prestige and the history of the event. It really gives us a good foothold, our place in history, what we've been doing, and once again, it's a record of what we've been doing. I like the idea. That in conjunction with possibly moving to a trophy-only payout system with the Azalea Amp. We're going to start the discussion. I don't know where it's going to go. I know that some very big clubs in the area are moving to this. The Charlotte Disc Golf Club is moving to this and paying out their big tournaments for amateurs with trophies only. As you all know, the amateur sanctioned events are the big money-making events for the clubs that run them. There's a good profit margin that you get from the players' packs. So that's going to be a tough one because there's a lot of people who want to go win $200 worth of plastic. I, on the other hand, I lean a little bit more towards Innova's perspective and Harold Duvall's perspective that if it's an AM event, you really shouldn't be paying them anything. Even if you give them plastic or vouchers, it's the same as cash. And therefore, it blurs the line between AM and pro. And therefore, you get people sandbagging in the AM division, not wanting to move up to the pro division, because they're essentially still making money in the AM division. If we've got a club like the Charlotte Disc Golf Club and a couple other clubs out in front laying out the example, it would be easier for us to fall in line if we wanted to. We can also severely reduce the payout. There's a lot of different ways that we can go about this. I want to put it out there for everyone to think about, yes.
Okay, so in the trophy-only payout scheme, so the flip side of that, all right, you're going to get a bigger players pack. It's going to be a retail,
Is that part of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta, because, I mean, if you don't, and you're only giving out a players pack that's retail for less than what they pay into the tournament, you're gonna lose attendance.
That makes sense.
We could keep it up with, because Connie and I talked about this, so you do trophies, you give a players pack that retails for, let's just say, I'm gonna throw out a number, 75 to 100 bucks. Now, that's not what we're gonna pay for it, obviously. We're gonna have probably, 40 or 50 bucks in each pack. But you're gonna get, 2 or 3 discs, an umbrella, a towel. You're gonna get some good stuff plus all the other little things that the coupons and stuff that all of our other sponsors have always put into it. but that's the thing, so you take out the payout, but you get a bigger players back.
I think that's a good compromise.
That's what they did in Charlotte.
You don't, okay.
They got umbrellas that had their personalized umbrellas at that. You know, I'm not saying that's what we have to do, but that's one of the things that they received in their players back. Was more discs, maybe a shirt, you know. At the meeting I want to have with the tournament committee, these are all things that I was planning on discussing maybe, and I also want to start doing a little research, find out how much we can get shirts, umbrellas. You know, I know how much we pay for this.
Golf accessories in general.
Yeah.
Anything golf.
Hats, you know, whatever. Just look at different things to put in the pack to make it a nice, nice pack. Increase the pack. And,
We want them to feel like they're getting their money's worth. Everyone wants to feel like they're getting their money's worth.
yeah.
I'm just curious, when you have the AM division at the Azalea, and does the winner have to spend that voucher money on the spot, more or less, or?
If he doesn't, and he lives out of town, it's going to be tough for him to get back into town and use it. So typically, people would burn up all their vouchers right there at the end of the day. And if they had to get $4 out of their pocket to make it work, they would do that and spend everything out.
You guys, as a club, generally only offer disc as something?
This is the primary payout, yes.
And the experience has been that most people are willing to, after a 2-day tournament, to dig through the boxes and find
Oh, yeah.
$50, $60, $100 worth of plastic.
You see people walk out with stacks after the
Yeah.
tournament.
I'm sorry. We have had payouts where we had DVDs, towels, hats, this chain where we've had, but none of that stuff has ever moved. We still have some of it. The only thing that ever you can depend on moving are discs. They are going to go, and yes, people will stick around. But that's the thing. I mean, it's such a payout. It's like a feeding frenzy.
Let me make a point. The first, and Scott, maybe you can help me on this, but the first 4 or 5 Azalea tournaments, we didn't pay out very much. And that was half ignorance and half kind of following the advice of some other people. Harold Duvall namely. I mean, he was very.
But we didn't charge much either.
That's right.
I mean, I think
We had very.
$25 and you got a disc and a shirt.
You got a player's pack, and we printed up trophy discs for however many plays. And then maybe you got a couple pieces of plastic with it, but you certainly did not get what you're getting now. The first year we had 87 people, and from thereafter we had 90. So for those first 4 or 5 years when we did not have a fat payout, we had no problem filling it up. So to me, the psychology is that people were there for the right reasons. They weren't there for the payout. They were there to experience the course and the family, all the good feelings and all that. So I guess let's not be too afraid that we might scare people away with it. I think ultimately the people that love the area and love the tournament, the course will come. I don't think that if we go to a trophy and we pay out, we're only going to get 30 people next year.
Well, you could do it when you're here in the city.
And see,
Yeah, I mean, and I agree, people need to get their money's worth. And if you pay, lower their cost and, give them a fair shake with what you give them in the players pack. And then you provide the experience of disc golf at Castlevania, which is always a decent experience. The course, the lunches, it's always, and that's all the ancillary things are what the scene brings you to, and the course.
I think that's the primary reason people are coming is because of what you said, not because of our payouts.
Although Dave has done a good job of paying out. We didn't do such a good job early on, but Dave has always paid out. All the tournaments he's done, he's paid out. I mean, I don't think we made any money on the AMs, really, and Dave's paid out. Really? He paid out good.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
We've got a lot of sponsors. Moncrief got a lot of sponsors. Hope got a lot of sponsors 2 years ago. The sponsorship is really what bolstered us with the pros. It really wasn't the AMs. They paid out. He tried to pay out where it was even, I think.
Well, that's interesting, because this year we had a similar situation that happened where we paid out probably more than we should have, and he was highly critical of that. And you're telling me that that what he's been running, he's essentially been doing that very same.
He's been trying, I'm
Was it
sure you
a
did ask Dave on
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
He was trying to break even, not really make money.
Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense to me, because the amateur division typically is where you make a little bit of profit and you can put it into it.
So keep in mind that while Dave was doing that, Deacon's right. It wasn't until, it's only this past 2 years that it's been split up into a pro and am tournament. When it was just one tournament, he paid out as deep as he could with one tournament, keeping the money going toward the pro. Keep that in mind, because last year, yeah, the AM payout was very, very deep. I think the winner of rec got like 180 bucks,
Yeah,
Well,
which is kind of
I remember
ridiculous.
that,
Yeah.
There was a couple of mistakes made. The $2 fee was not put into the total payout, and we're only talking in the grand scheme, what is that, 160 bucks or whatever. It's not. We did make money, and we always made money. I think we made money with Dave, just not as much as what we've done in the 2 years since it has been split up. We've had 2, right? Yes, 2 years of
Separate.
so.
Okay. Well, that's something we'll have to obviously continue to discuss. How we want to proceed with that. Yes, sir.
So are you gonna, I'm sorry, are we trying to do that for this coming Azalea?
I think that he
The sub-bill?
seriously wants us to discuss
So
whether
it's
or
gonna
not.
have to be continually hashed out once. So,
I'd say that the tournament committee will have to kind of make the initial steps as to where they want to go, and then come to the club and say, we'd like to do this, that, and the other. And the club will have to seriously debate it and decide if they want to make that move. He just wanted to get the discussion started now instead of in February. And like I said, to me, I could see going either direction. I really don't feel like, I see the negatives of paying out too much to the AMs. I see the sandbagging, and what I'm ultimately happening with those guys is they end up with a stack of discs 10 feet high, and then they may never go pro. They just kind of quit the game. I don't know. Either way should work though. Did you have something?
I just think, from a participant standpoint, the players, the larger players pack would be better. It'd be a bigger draw. What are you gonna pay, 5, 6 deep in the top finishing of each division, so.
If you announce what you're doing right up front, say, Azalea's going to move to this format, or this is what's changing, and no one gets hit over the head, then we can go with it. If it turns out to be a miserable failure, then we'll reassess and change. That's all we can do. We certainly cannot predict whether or not it will be a success or not. We can only try. Okay, so it's in everyone's ears.
Albert, did you have?
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's not really important, that important, I was just gonna say concessions, I'd like to say, make a good product.
Yes.
I was just gonna toot my own horn there for a
But
second.
that's the man right there who, him and his wife ran the concessions for us for 12 years, 11 years, 10 years. And it was always a tremendous profit. But a little bit of stuff we did with the crackers and the honey buns and the sodas was a lot less effort, and it generated some little bit of helping.
Yeah, we need that one kid back that, obviously,
Puff the magic dragon.
yeah, fuck the magic dragon, that bought every pack of crackers he could find. Yeah.
Every time he walked by, he bought
Oh,
two or
dude,
three
yeah.
packs of
2 or 3
crackers.
packs of crackers, he'd come back by and he's like, are those, what do those taste like? I said, they taste like peanut butter and crackers. They're good, yeah. Oh, give me 2. He must have spent 30 or 40 bucks, man, over the weekend. Yeah.
But that little snack bar right there is just what people need going from the front line to the back line. Sometimes you need a little sugar or something. It's an impulse buy, and it's good for everything.
Well, as I said, I want to have a tournament committee meeting on September 27th. I'll put that on Facebook.
Okay.
We'll discuss all that stuff. We'll have it, hopefully, we'll have all of our decisions, findings, whatever you want to say, our discussion, all that to bring back to the October meeting, as long as, we're gonna move the October meeting. Otherwise, we'll have to wait until the November meeting.
Okay. Let's,
Yes, sir, you are, you are the TV of the month.
I knew that part. I knew that part. I just wasn't sure what was going to be here.
You are. I was gonna say, and also, I was being so used to, Deacon running, Deacon and Carla doing the lunches. Kyle stressed me out so freaking bad. Waiting until 11:40
Yeah.
or something like that to even start cooking. Didn't have all, that is not gonna happen.
Flaming eggs.
Well, actually, the cool thing is, so at the Ace race, I talked to, the guy, what he was doing.
Charlie Stop.
Charlie Stop.
Yeah, I like.
They said they're really good friends with the folks at Flamin' Amy's, and that Flamin' Amy's and they would have no problems with both of them coming out there both days.
same time?
At the same
Well,
time.
that way you got the choice.
Yeah.
That would
Lines
be,
could be
yeah.
shorter.
Think
yeah.
about
They
that would
still
be,
may get some
that would
money.
be really nice, because I swear the trolley stop had, I think they fell a little short on, one person waiting on everybody in line. I mean, I stood in line for a half an hour,
Well,
you know?
Yeah, but it's a trolley stop, you're supposed to do that. You do that every time you eat there at Riceville Beach.
And I don't
The
even
thing
think,
I like was that you
I don't
cheaper
even
to
think
get
that-
there than it was to go to Riceville Beach.
yeah.
Did anybody ever talk to Paul's place? I mean, they've got a catering thing too. I mean, they're neighbors.
But that's something to keep in mind for the future. But Paul's place in the Flamin' Amy's may not be. Because it originally started, I was like, hey, I would, I'd like to talk to you about possibly coming out here for one day, splitting up between you guys and Flamin' Amy's. And that's when he said, well, how about, he said, we're really good friends with those guys. How about, and we work together and pass, how about we just both come out here on both days? And I was like, well, that would be great.
I think.
So I would put maybe Paul's place would.
I know they do have a catering truck out there, and they're local, Castle and local.
Well, you
And
know,
every time I go there, I'm out, listen, I don't say something.
27th is a Wednesday, right?
yeah, we can look at the calendar for next week. I will say that Kyle, with all his enthusiasm and youth, he did pull it off,
Yeah.
even though, even from the beginning, I would have actually preferred, and I tried to kind of hint, let's just let Flamin' Amy's do this and take care of it, just because of logistic things. He pushed through and we got it done, and he went into the budget, spotted, cooked it, and he did a good job for us. And I feel kind of bad that he's had to kind of step away from the club for whatever reasons and everything now, but I think part of the attraction is when we have Flamin' Amy's and those guys. I think people just really dig that. It's one, that's, and then you got a burger and a hot dog. To me, Flamin' Amy's is also just, a burger and a hot dog is good, but it doesn't seem to compete with that,
it's old fashioned.
with that sort of fare.
24th.
We don't need, we did great last year. We really don't necessarily need to try to pull profit off of a full lunch service. The snacks will supplement.
It really was hectic, trying to do all that cooking at that,
Yeah, but you really love cooking.
24th. I'm sorry, change that to 24th. Alan can tell you how bad I was stressed out because it was only like 45 minutes before
Yeah.
players were starting to come in from that first round, and the charcoal was not even fired up yet. He did come through, and I will give Kyle that, and I appreciate it. But man, the amount of stress he put on me was, I could have broken his whole day.
that was a shirt tail that was a little bit of a shirt tail operation,
Yes.
that timing situation. He really did scrape me, but he did good.
Yes.
He did good.
Getting a hold of the grill was a big deal.
Yeah.
And somebody, I think it was Dave Jordan, said, oh, I'll get a grill, no problem. And all of a sudden, it's time to get grilled. He didn't want to give us a grill.
Yeah, me and Steve had to go
So
load
then we
that
had to go
grill.
scramble around town with that Filipino.
Yeah, that grill was not easy loading and unloading.
Plus, we normally had two big gas grills or something out of them. We only had one.
Monty always brought
That did
his,
not
and
help.
Zeke,
Yeah,
or
so-
Zeke always brought his.
The logistics of it almost make me want to just, since since we're doing so much other stuff, let's let these people that do their job do it.
Yeah.
If you
Roll
cook good,
in, roll out.
yeah. All right, this last thing here, leave of absence, I don't think we need to look at that because there's already provisions for it in the bylaws. If you miss more than 5 days, if you're out of town, months, if you're out of town for 6 months, you can obviously come back to the club and petition to be reinstated or pay $10. So if something's brought up, I don't think it's necessary to discuss it any further than that. Let's look at the date for the next month's meeting and Fig. Are you suggesting October 24th?
Well, no, September 24th is when the tournament committee
Okay.
meeting. I said 27th, that's a Saturday, I meant to have it on the 24th, I thought it was 27th.
Let's confirm.
The meeting, the October meeting, I'm saying just move it to the following Thursday, which
It'll be October 9th.
I think that's a great idea.
just 1 week.
So it's
The
supposed to
second
be, it's
Thursday.
supposed to be the 25th for our next meeting here.
No,
No,
no, no, don't.
the 2nd of October.
Yeah.
I thought the calendar on the website said the 25th.
No,
It's supposed to be
There's
your
an error
first
in
Thursday
monthly.
regardless, but
there's narrative monthly on the 25th, but the 2nd of October is when the next meeting is scheduled. Obviously, Rock Hill's going on first week.
Yeah, it's,
of October.
yeah, it's the first through the fourth, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I'm pretty sure we pushed it back before for the same time of year.
So we need a new date and a new meeting place.
Hey, is that
No, you don't need to do meeting place.
Meeting place here.
Yeah, only if we're doing it the first Thursday. If we're doing the second Thursday, this is good.
And it's just the ninth, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
It's just the following Thursday, the second Thursday instead of the first Thursday.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
whoever does the calendar might want to check because it possibly does say the 25th if someone accidentally typed a 5 after the 2. So you might just want to check and change it to the 9th for the meeting.
So it says the club meeting is on
Is that
October
what you saw?
That's
Is that
what
you
I
just
thought.
said?
That's what I thought I saw on the calendar, but I could be wrong.
September 25th?
Schedule, so that's the first Thursday, so.
We had our calendar just off club calendar said the 25th. I could be wrong about that.
Make sure you're on the right. Well, the point is there would never be a meeting on the 25th because that would be late.
Well, it would be the
Yeah.
second, but if someone accidentally typed a 5 after the 2, it would
He
say
didn't
25th.
type it in, that, what he's using on that is Google Calendar, and he used the recurring schedule the first Thursday of every month.
Oh,
So
okay.
it just blows them all out, it's not, he didn't do it one
Oh,
time.
okay.
Yeah,
Good.
unless something's screwed up with it.
We don't need a new meeting for next Friday.
If I can make that's fine, I can make the adjustment next time, put it on Facebook as well. Okay, gentlemen, are there any announcements? Okay, that being the case, thank you very much for coming out tonight. This was a wonderful, very efficient, productive meeting. I would like to make a motion that we adjourn. Can I get a second?
Third.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.